Everybody talking, but they coming to the shows. Pull up in the rows, how she wanna roll. Everybody talking, but they coming to the shows. Pulling up, and you know I'm swerving.
Hey guys, Sarfaraz Khan here. How many of you are fans of Squid Game, Money Heist, Lucifer, Peaky Blinders, or Stranger Things? Definitely this list won't stop. But there is something common with all the names which I said now. Yes, absolutely, Netflix. Why has Netflix gotten into our heads so much these days? Why do everyone prefer to it? All of your questions are gonna be answered in this video. Where did Netflix start? Why did it become so famous? Why do everyone like it? Everything. So before we go into this video, if you're coming here for the first time and you're looking for ways to become the best ever version of yourself and gain amazing levels of knowledge, you have come to the right place. Without wasting any more time, let's get into the video right now. By the end of 2021, there were 203 million subscribers for Netflix worldwide. That is definitely not a small number and an amazing growth. But they started from a very small scratch. Would you believe if I said that Netflix is 21 years old? They were there in the market for a very long time, but they started to gain popularity in 2010 and 2011. So let's go all the way back to 1997. Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph. These two people started a company called Kibble. It was not Netflix before, it was called Kibble. It was basically a DVD rental service. They would normally rent videos and movies to people by having a very big library of movies. But back in the early days, they did not have much of an impression like in the society or in the minds of the people like they have today. So they were not a big deal. They were considered to be merely distributors. But Mr. Reed and Mr. Mark wanted to grow exponentially. Back in the early days, they were operating on a mail basis. For example, if you send them an email through their website, they would hand over the DVD to you. So just like it is shown in the picture, you could understand. Sign up and choose your movies, get them in the mail, free shipping, return them and we'll send you more. But at that time itself, Netflix was facing competition from a company called Blockbuster, which was also a DVD rental business. All this was happening back in the year 2000. What happened in 2002 was Netflix became a public company. Until then they were private. From 2002, they started issuing shares to the public. So one share was equal to $15. But even after becoming a public company, even after having more than 3,000 movies in their library, they were operating at a loss. From 2000 to 2003, Netflix has faced $4.5 million losses. That is definitely a hard blow for Netflix. But this doesn't mean that they did not have any growth. They had consistent growth, but at a decreasing rate. But only for a certain period. The best is yet to come. What happened in 2006 was Netflix wanted to increase the quality of subscriber experience. For example, I'm a huge fan of action thriller movies. So based on my watch history, what would Netflix do is that they would suggest me all the type of movies in action thrillers. I hope you understand. So this was considered to be a very huge move for Netflix. So by the end of 2006, they had 6.3 million subscribers and they were generating more than $80 million profit. Now that is an amazing growth. Our strategy for achieving online movie rental leadership is to continue to aggressively grow our DVD subscription business and to transition these subscribers to internet video delivery as part of their Netflix subscription offering. So let's move on to the year 2007 now. This was a very big year for Netflix. They stopped all the DVD rental service and introduced the Watch Now option in their website. For example, if you want to watch a particular movie, you can go to Netflix and click the Watch Now button and you can watch it just like that in your computer screen. This is when the growth of Netflix skyrocketed. Wait a minute, what about Blockbuster? They were facing heavy competition from Blockbuster in 2000. What happened to them now? There is a really tricky story over here. Let's look into it. What happened back in 2000 was Netflix wanted a deal with Blockbuster. That is, for $50 million, they could purchase the whole company, that is, take over Netflix itself. But Blockbuster refused. I don't want this deal and all. Because Blockbuster was already a $6 billion company in the 2000 itself. So they didn't want to join Netflix. And this was considered to be a very big mistake. Without knowing the future of Netflix, they refused the offer. But after this happened, Netflix became the best streaming platform for video content. And what about Blockbuster? In 2010, they became bankrupt. That's it. From the year 2013, the worldwide subscriber count for Netflix started to increase day by day. In 2013, 41.43 million, 2014, 54.48 million, 2016, 89, 2018, 139, and finally 2020, 203.66 million subscribers. That is definitely a humongous growth. What do you think of it? But on the other side, what about the profits of Netflix? The profits were so high that they started to produce their own content, their own movies and their own series. So that is the whole story behind the success of Netflix. They started from a really small step. After a lot of failures, struggles and defeat, they reached an amazing success eventually. So after all this you've heard about the success story of Netflix, you must have this one question in your mind. How? How did they achieve all this? There are 4 main reasons for this. Let's look into it. Number 1. Old is gold. The main reason why Netflix became famous in the earlier days is because people were able to purchase old and rare movies from Netflix since they were not able to get it from other local stores. And this was possible because Netflix was in agreement with other movie studios and production houses. All the studios and production houses were also making lots of money from Netflix's operations. So it was a win-win situation for both Netflix and production houses. Number 2. Big strike at the right time. So as we all know, back in 2008, it was the Great Recession period in the USA. So people wanted to cut all the unwanted expenditure. As a result, they started to choose Netflix instead of going out for movie theaters, and that became very profitable for Netflix. Due to the low price, high revenue philosophy, Netflix turned out to be an affordable and reliable source of fun for the entire family. Number 3. Original content. So what happened in 2013 was Netflix started to produce their own TV shows, and as a result the first TV show of Netflix was House of Cards. They stopped licensing other movies and started to produce their own original content. Number 4. One network, entire globe. Netflix is now available in over 190 countries, making it one of the most well-recognizable worldwide brands. You may enjoy your favorite media material no matter where you are by selecting one of their subscription plans. So coming to the strategies and business models adopted by Netflix, this is more like a secret sauce for their humongous growth. Let's look into it. Number 1. Cutting out the middleman business model. For example, let's take there is a production unit. So if they come out with the final product, it won't directly reach our hands. It will first go to the market and from there it will reach our hands. But as far as Netflix is concerned, there is no market, no middleman. By offering its original content directly to users via its own streaming service, Netflix avoids all intermediaries and middlemen, which results in the company's intensive growth. Number 2. Unlimited subscription business model. Customers can access unfettered entertainment material on the website with an unrestricted membership. This business strategy is all about the acquisition and retention of members as well as the effectiveness of Netflix's growth. So coming to the most important one, cost leadership strategy. The main reason why Netflix was able to gain competitive advantage, that is they were able to stand out from other competition, is because of cost leadership. They have the lowest cost possible in the digital entertainment industry. No other company was able to make this possible. So Netflix requires a big salute. They are also gaining huge number of subscribers every year because the cost is in the lowest possible level. So after all this you've heard, Netflix is pretty much on the top. But what about the future? What will they do or what will they introduce newly? So just like I said in one of my earlier videos about the metaverse, augmented reality and virtual reality is gonna take over the world. By that way, it is gonna be impossible to talk about entertainment without AR and VR. In my opinion, Netflix will enter this game and try to become the king of home entertainment, along with augmented reality and virtual reality. But there is something more important to consider over here. So through the days of Netflix's success, it was the best and it is the best as well. But it doesn't mean that Netflix doesn't have any competitors. Through all these years of Netflix, it has been facing tough rivalry from companies. So here are the top 3 competitors of Netflix as of 2021. Amazon Prime. So this is definitely the most recognized alternative for Netflix, Amazon Prime. So if someone doesn't have Netflix, they're gonna have Amazon Prime. So just like Conor McGregor versus Khabib, or Cristiano Ronaldo versus Messi, or Apple versus Google, Coca-Cola versus Pepsi, there is always gonna be Amazon Prime versus Netflix. Hulu. As far as Hulu is concerned, it is not an individual company. It is a joint venture along with Walt Disney, 21st Century Fox and Time Warner. So unlike Netflix, Hulu operates on a double basis. So if Netflix does not stay alert in the market, no doubt Hulu will take over the market. YouTube. YouTube has been considered as Netflix's competition from 2020. In fact, YouTube has greatly improved in recent years, including the ability to stream live events. So, ladies and gentlemen, the days are gone where we used to say, I'm gonna go home and watch TV. Nowadays, everyone is saying, I'm gonna go home and watch this series, or complete this series, or complete today's episode. The times have changed. By that way, I hope that this video was very informative for you. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about this video and of course Netflix's success. So that's it for today guys. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, share with your friends and family and drop your comments down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for new videos every week and that bell icon to get notified. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing.
I'll bring that fire, then I'll make it rain. Look at this boy, have I gone insane? I'm living